Welcome to Mosaic Stories, a monthly video series featuring St. Louis natives and foreign-born individuals exploring their journeys, challenges, and contributions to the St. Louis community.
I was born and raised in Guadalajara, Mexico. In 1986, my dad was able to get a permit to work in the fields in California. And then he had a sister that has been here in St. Louis for many years, since the 70s. And he decided to transition to St. Louis. And 2 years later, in 1988, my mom and my siblings came to join him.
At that time, I would imagine it was very different here.
Oh my, yeah, it was.
What changes have you noticed in the Hispanic community in St. Louis since you've been here?
There's been a huge pro-immigration. When we came here in 1988, there were hardly any immigrants from any nationalities at all. So that's been a huge change within the community. People are able to come in here and open their businesses. Cherokee Street is one of them. It's full of small businesses, mostly Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the big differences that I've seen.
Curious, what was your perception of St. Louis before you came here?
Ever since I was a little kid, I traveled to the U.S. My mom is from the border.
Mm-hmm.
She's from Mexicali, the border with Calexico, California. So I was familiar with being in the United States. But it's different. You go there on vacation, right? You go to Disneyland, you go, to visit family. But once you're moving to a country, it was different, getting used to the language, getting used to the culture, leaving your friends. I was in high school. I was a freshman or sophomore in high school when we left Mexico. So that was very hard for me.
It's a hard time to transition.
Very hard.
For anyone, even in the same country. But yeah, I can only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you feel welcome right away in St. Louis?
I did, because we already have a relative here, and she did all the pre-work for us, and she signed us up for a English as a second language school. So the second day that I arrived to the States, I started, pretty much my whole family started going to this school, and it was nice because I got to meet people from all over the world. My professional job is I work for the Federal Reserve Bank. I work in the Treasury Department, and on my free time, I founded a non-for-profit. It's called Mexicanos in St. Louis, and the mission is to promote the Mexican culture with by educating, by teaching, and by doing collaborations with different organizations. We do have a dance group. It's called Alma de México, and that's how we promote the Mexican culture.
And so where do you perform, right? Like at different festivals?
Yeah, we do. We do at the Festival of Nations. We perform for the Hispanic Festival. We had done the Cinco de Mayo Cherokee Street. We had done like the History Museum. We collaborate with that for the Dia de los Muertos, and we have been doing that since the beginning. I think we're going on the 10th year now. I would like to know, what is it that you do?
I have an identical twin brother, and
Oh, wow.
He and I opened a shop on Cherokee Street 16 years ago called STL Style, also known as STL Style House. And it's an entire retail store and brand dedicated to promoting the city, celebrating St. Louis's quirks and culture and idiosyncrasies and inside jokes, and just the varied tapestry of what makes St. Louis original. We opened the shop on Cherokee Street in 2010, and really since then, the neighborhood around us has really kind of come into its own. I mean, there was already a pretty significant Hispanic community down there when we moved in, but it has only grown and gotten much more visible, much more vibrant over the years. Do you anticipate that the Hispanic community in St. Louis will continue to grow in the coming years? Is it still growing at a rapid
it
clip?
will. It
Yeah.
will. We're one of the biggest growing communities.
I've noticed that a lot of the Mexican immigrants who I know have relocated from other cities in the U.S. to St. Louis, just, after being in the U.S. for a while, that this is a great kind of second landing spot. And I don't know, I think there are probably a lot of inherent advantages to being that kind of a city where people make a conscious choice to be here and they want to be in St. Louis. Is this the city you want to be in?
It is a city. I mean, I've been here for, like I said, for 37 years, and this is home. I love St. Louis. There's great corporations. I mean, we got Bayer, we got Bungie, we got Nestle, we got so many organizations here, and I think companies are coming into St. Louis too, to make it their home.
What's something that you'd want people to know about immigrants in St. Louis and their contributions to the cultural life of the city?
I wanted to know that immigrants are here to contribute to the city, and they bring their culture, their values, their community, and we're here to work and to be part of the community. That's one of the biggest things that I want people to know about immigrants.
And there's no such thing as a great city without immigrants.
Correct. I mean,
So-
it's a melting pot. The U.S. is a melting pot, so
Absolutely. Well, and the most interesting neighborhoods when we visit anywhere in St. Louis or any city, the most interesting neighborhoods are the diverse neighborhoods that have like a clash of cultures, the foods, the flavors, the sights and sounds and smells and the dance.
yes.
So yeah, we're right there with you, and St. Louis is very lucky to have you here. We hope you stick around for the long haul.
Thank you. I hope so too. I think this is it. No, we're not going anywhere.
That's great.
For more Mosaic Stories, and if you'd like to be part of it, visit stlmosaicproject.org.